The Blackbird Night School, Lesson 1. The Mind That Respects Itself. Inspired by Kenneth Wapnick's Respecting the Power of the Mind. We love Ken. We love what he built, what he clarified, what he translated from heaven into sentences gentle enough for frightened minds. And yet, what he pointed to can't stay gentle forever. Welcome to the Blackbird Night School, where the feathers are black because the light is inside. No chaser, straight truth. Respecting the power of the mind means remembering where the movie is being projected. The ego wants to keep the mind's projector running while pretending the real is outside. But once you trace the beam backward, you see that nothing ever left the light. Every argument, every "how could you," every "I can't believe you did that," is the mind trying to outsource its decision. The world is the mind's denial in cinematic form. The power isn't in the behavior, the power is in interpretation. That's the holy reversal that undoes the world. Ken said, "Respect the mind even when it chooses wrongly." The Blackbird Night School says, if you can respect the wrong choice, you've already stepped outside it. Because only the right mind knows respect. The ego doesn't respect anything. It bargains, manipulates, flatters, and punishes. So when you feel the impulse to fix, to correct, to intervene, pause. That's the signal that the teacher in your classroom just switched. Love never tries to fix the dream. Love reminds the dreamer to wake up. You can't correct another's ego without reinforcing your own. You can, however, hold the space where correction becomes unnecessary. That space is peace. Peace is not passive, it's the refusal to validate conflict. That's the quiet mirror that tells your brother, "I know where you are, and it's not out there." In Blackbird terms, neutrality isn't distance. It's intimacy without interference. You let the other person have their lesson because you remember who's actually learning it. You. The mind that judges the dream reinforces the dream. The mind that smiles at the dream remembers its dreaming. Jesus isn't talking to the one sitting in the chair. He's speaking through the silence that remains when the chair disappears. When Ken said that, he tore the last hiding place for the false self. That's the sound the ego calls too direct. That's the bell ringing in the Blackbird Night School. Respecting the power of the mind is the end of victimhood. You can't respect your mind and believe you were done wrong. You can't respect your mind and blame another's choice for your pain. The two don't coexist. So the curriculum here is simple. Stop worshipping effects. Stop trying to rearrange the shadows. Stop thinking salvation has a face. Love doesn't fix form because form was never broken. Love heals perception because perception was the error. Ken said, "Your quiet defenselessness speaks volumes." The Blackbird adds, "Because the silence is what God sounds like." And when you remember that, you stop teaching guilt. You stop teaching change through pain. You start teaching changelessness by being unchanged. That's what it means to respect the power of the mind, to see that everything else was just the mind forgetting its own authority. And that authority was never domination. It was authorship. We made a God we could change because we believed we changed love. But love waited, unaltered, knowing the author will always return to rewrite the ending. Welcome to the Blackbird Night School. Class dismissed until the next false belief takes the podium. Because here in the dark we don't chase shadows. We teach the light how to recognize itself.